We should do an introduction. So, hello, my name is Kemal Whyte. I'm the CEO and founder of Grassroots Harvest. And these are 5 things I wish I'd been told before I started my company.
Okay. What she said. Hi, I'm Kemal Whyte, founder and CEO of Grassroots Harvest. These are the 5 things I wish I learned before starting a hemp and cannabis business.
Accepting money as a cannabis business is not the easiest thing on the planet.
No.
So what would you recommend for someone that's starting off in the cannabis industry to kind of work with these merchant services?
Be ready for a headache. It does not need to be this difficult. We're selling a product that is very beneficial to almost everyone who consumes it. There's an intentional aim to control who gets to process and who gets to sell medicine to people who are making sound adult decisions. Even when you communicate everything about the product, you put out lab tests, you give documentation, they will still restrict you from being able to sell products to adults who want to buy them. One of the most important things I would recommend is have more than one merchant service available to you. That means paying monthly fees for a merchant service you may not be using. However, when you consider the cost of insurance policies, to me, this is a very sound insurance policy that will allow you to swap merchant services if your current one decides, for any reason, which they don't have to give, to cancel you and remove you off their platform.
I feel like this next thing kind of plays into that a little bit, which is taking risks as a cannabis business owner to be successful. What does that kind of mean to you?
They literally consider our industry high risk. High risk, what does that mean? To them, it says we are a liability in some way, shape, or form, and the act of even running our business is a liability. Being in small business itself requires you take risks, but in an industry where the laws can change on a drop of a dime and federal laws don't even match the states you're in, much less the states you might also be selling to, you really run the risk of exposure and liabilities across the board. Being able to understand what risks you should take and what risks you should not is very important. A lot of times we will try as owners to say, that looks like it might change. So then we don't make a move waiting for something to happen. Meanwhile, another company makes that move. They take the risk, they put the product out. Seeing the idea, seeing the concept and not bringing it to market while waiting for laws to be made, it ends up putting you behind the ball so significantly that by the time you make the decision to move forward, you won't be able to compete. This is a fast moving industry. You have to be able to think quickly and make sound decisions that you're confident and willing to back up.
Understanding your niche within the cannabis industry.
Yes, understand your niche. Man, this is something I did not learn very well in the beginning. I am a creator. I like to create products. I like to design and solve problems. So I would make any and every product I could think of. It went from tinctures to gel capsules, lotions, sexual lubes. That is not the way I would suggest to someone starting up. I would suggest you find a niche, whichever, and figure out what you enjoy doing and what you can speak about confidently. You're able to talk about something, you build confidence in what you're talking about, you build your knowledge base, and you become a source of knowledge and truth where that's a concern.
What would you say is the next step to kind of continue the ball rolling with your cannabis business?
So the next step would be to really talk with your customers. Find different ways to communicate with them, whether or not it's through surveys, whether or not it's through the owner or someone from the C-suites calling individual retail customers or wholesale businesses that sell your products to retail customers. Find out what they need. Once you've stabilized your niche and you've become a product knowledge expert in your field, now you can start to expand your product line that you distribute to your clientele. You don't want to put yourself in a hole where you only do one thing. A law could be created, something could be shifted, a demand in the market and the trend could change. And if you're only in one direction for too long, you don't have the ability to be flexible and to adapt and to introduce new products that your clientele that you've taken all that time and energy to cultivate can shift towards. Make sure that the products you're creating have value. They truly benefit your clientele because you have trust, but you can lose trust. Don't just make anything to take advantage of a trusting clientele. Truly listen and understand who you're distributing to, what their needs are in everyday life, and how you can help with that.
When you talk about listening to your clientele, what are some of the resources that you utilize to get that information?
So not only do we send out surveys to our customers, asking them for what their experiences are with our products and what they would like to see, we take a lot of time to talk to the store owners that carry our products because they see tens or hundreds of customers in a given month that buy our products. Those customers tell them exactly what they like and what they don't like about our products, or what they do like about other companies' products that we could then integrate within our offerings. So one of the last things I recommend you doing on a consistent basis in the hemp industry is tracking the laws and legislation as they would pertain to whatever products you currently make. Knowing that at any point in time a law could be instituted that could affect your business should somewhat keep you up at night. On a federal level, you could be good to go. You can sell to all 50 states according to them. But then you get down to each state, and each state has a different requirement on what cannabinoid, what compound is allowed in what product. Being a part of an association in your local area that is going to be involved with understanding and influencing the laws that you'll be faced with is very important. They're going to give you a lot of guidance on what laws are going into place, what things you might need to be aware of, as well as to fund the lobby groups to fight against certain laws, or to educate the lawmakers on exactly how these products influence their constituents. So keeping the air out to understand what's happening in the industry and how you might influence it and how it might influence you are some of the most important tasks you're going to run into as a cannabis business owner.